be unfavored, but there were definitely some really nice moments there. Some like small decision changes would have netted a really different result, I think. But do you want to get us introduced to this game?
Yeah, for sure, for sure. As sporting in the top right-hand corner of Crimson Core, we have our South Korean Terran player. We have our blue Terran representing Shopify Rebellion. It is ByuN.
And in the bottom left, we've got the Korean Protoss. Been around a long time, hasn't necessarily made the biggest splash in the Korean scene, but is still keeping his work going. It is LunaSea. That was awkward phrasing, but we're going to be all right.
It's all good, it's all good. But welcome, the StarCraft. Oh, what do you prefer, the StarCraft historian, Ahmed? What do you prefer?
Yeah, historian is good.
Okay. Welcome the historian of StarCraft, of course, to the Cranky Ducklings. We just got out of break, so thank you so much for joining me. And yeah, it's great to see you again. I was just mentioning before that I don't think you've casted much. So what got you interested in casting this week and jumping on?
You know, Dave and Bruno reached out to me when they were talking about like putting this event together, and they were just trying to get together a list of people that wanted to cast the event outside of the obvious people like yourself and Rushy and Dave who cast all this sort of stuff. But yeah, I think Dave and Bruno just knew that I have some interest in getting into the casting game. I definitely want to get better at it so I can be a little bit more insightful when I do hop on the oddcast here or there. But I think at least casting this event will probably be a regular thing.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, it's really fitting as well because it is a community event, right? There's like a lot of coverage, a lot of casters. It's funded by the community, by sponsors, and yeah, it's a very wholesome event, and yeah, it's really cool to have you on.
Yeah, no, I'm really happy to be here, and of course, big shout out to Bruno from Ursa TV as well as Stegosaurus. Really, I think well known and respected member of the SE community. The guy also does some really awesome photography at a lot of events. You'll see him running around with his gigantic telephoto lens.
Yeah, it's really cool seeing his photos and his content as well. Definitely a fan, definitely appreciate it. I feel like you don't really get a lot of limelight on the photographers of StarCraft, but it's definitely something we appreciate.
Yeah, no, it's a really fun, and it's one of those things that for myself personally as well, I don't really fancy myself much of a photographer, but I do really enjoy shooting at the events, and I've had a couple pictures that I think just being there in the moment is a big part of it. But yeah, no, I was actually able to get my Oliveira photograph featured as the as his Liquipedia photo, and so that was like an awesome little thing for me. But yeah, you don't generally see too much accordance for the photographers. A couple Reapers running into the main here, picking up a couple probes and making their way out without losing either. So pretty good start here for ByuN.
Yeah, good start so far. Likewise, Hellions as well. The Reapers really distracting the main army and getting even more damage here at the natural base.
Yeah, and we do see the natural expansion of Terran finishing up without any pressure on his side of the map yet. This Hellion continues to be a nuisance, and it is going to go ahead and run out without losing. And the Reaper is actually running into the main here. One of them going down, but taking out a couple more workers. 9 already for ByuN. This is a bit of an abysmal start here for LunaSea.
Yeah, it's brutal. I mean, ByuN doing so much with so little, which what he's known for as well, right? With only a handful of Reapers and Hellions, he's just pulling apart the attention of LunaSea, and it has been a rough start. On top of that, ByuN was able to scout, did confirm the Blink-based opener, and he's still not done.
Yeah, no, I mean, this is the workers being pulled here from the natural. We're seeing so little mining right now on the side of Protoss. A couple more workers going down. Now, the rest of these Terran forces are going to get cleaned up, but 11 workers running around is missing mining time. This has really been unbelievable, and it is not going to stop. We are going to see a medevac move out from ByuN's side of the map, loaded up with a couple Widow Mines here. Not too many workers to kill right now in the natural, but by the time they get here, it might be like 9 or 10.
Yeah, unfortunately, ByuN has been so good at killing workers that there's not much to get done. But the Widow Mines, they have arrived. They're going to be threatening and denying more mining time. They go into the main, and they're just keeping LunaSea busy. Ideally, with this Blink-based opener, you want to be active on the map, but LunaSea is just stuck at home.
Yeah, no, this is really brutal. We are going to see a Stalker get taken out here. Oh, man, a Stalker getting taken out in addition to a probe, as well as some shield damage. Now, did the medevac get picked off? Yeah, it did, right? Okay. So, tiny victories, right? This is definitely looking pretty rough here. Charge getting thrown down, and some stalkers moving out onto the map, and LunaSea getting out there for the first time this game.
Yeah, you can finally breathe a little bit easy. The aggression has subsided, but really ByuN has not yet reached his final form. That was merely a taste of ByuN. Back at home, he's building up, getting into bio, getting into tanks, getting into stim. LunaSea can threaten ByuN, but ByuN is already set up back at home, even denying high ground vision by sniping the observer.
Yeah, that's really rough. I mean, that takes all of the sort of positional advantage that you might have from these blink stalkers away. Now the warp prism coming out, but it's a long ways from being done, and also from ferrying itself across the map here. With the bunker loaded up and in position, ByuN looks absolutely impenetrable at the moment.
Yeah, he's secure on 2 bases. LunaSea is trying to find some damage. LunaSea throws down extra gateways. Still no 3rd base for LunaSea, so this makes a lot of sense. It looks like he's committing into a 2-base all-in. He's a little bit too far behind for a longer game state.
Couple more workers going down, and also there was a bunch of missed mining time at the natural of LunaSea here with the Raven that's still parked just outside of his base there. Now the warp prism is heading across the map. The stalkers poking in at a sort of weird angle here, avoiding the bunker, taking a couple pot shots at some SCVs and a supply depot there, but otherwise not too much happening.
Yeah, he's just trying to contain.
Oh, and this Raven again. Oof. Okay, at least that did get taken out, or rather did expire before any probes got taken out.
Yeah, still threading the bases. ByuN also scouting, checking for any kind of hidden 3rd base as well, especially at the linear location, making sure that, okay, it is going to be an all-in, and ByuN is still looking very secure here. LunaSea is going to be all or nothing. The Prism is trying to slip into the main.
Yeah, the Prism, going to go ahead and unload a couple stalkers here, but there is a tank in position already. Going to take, again, a couple pot shots at a supply depot here before getting lifted up by the medevac. Taking a little bit of hull damage there, but, still efficient play by LunaSea, but I think the clock is obviously really running out. ByuN knows that. He threw down a 2nd bunker here. This is a, run out the clock sort of situation for ByuN.
Yeah, LunaSea is hoping that maybe ByuN would try to expand or try to move out. Like LunaSea, because he's all in, he's hoping to try to cash the army out on the map. ByuN wants to fight at home. As you just pointed out, right, we have bunkers, we have tanks, we have SimCity. We are so well secured, so well fortified, and like that's not a setup you want to push into.
Yeah, and now this warp prism is going to fly around here, try to stay, out of range of ByuN, not get scouted, and it probably would have if it didn't have that flight path, considering this Raven that is flying across the map here. But once again, we do see a turret being finished up there, a pack of bio with a medevac. There really is not an angle where ByuN is undefended at the moment.
Question becomes, does ByuN ever move out, or does LunaSea ever push in? Or do we just stare each other down here is the question.
Yeah.
As the Prism does get into the main.
Yeah, it takes some serious damage. A couple zealots running in, and the Prism is going to tuck itself into the corner here before being recalled out. I mean, if we look at the production tabs here, it really tells the story of this game. Nothing in production right now on the side of Protoss, and a hell of a lot of stuff in production on the side of ByuN.
Yeah, and it's just a really rough position for LunaSea because, again, it's damned if you do, damned if you don't. He can't macro out of this. There's still no 3rd base. At the same time, he can't push in either. Otherwise, he knows he cannot win that fight. So he's just stuck outside, waiting for any kind of move out, waiting for any kind of opening that ByuN will show.
Yeah, no, this is, I mean, I think, for ByuN, this is a situation where I'm surprised he hasn't really opted to, take that 3rd base position yet. Now, he is going to go ahead and do that just as I say it, and the 3rd base is about a 1/3 of the way down here on the side of Protoss, but we are also looking at a 56 to 37 worker disadvantage for Protoss.
Yeah, exactly. And finally, ByuN will be exposing himself by expanding, and that's going to be the opportunity for LunaSea. But as you pointed out, he has decided to expand to try to macro out of this. And we'll see if he can buy some time because ByuN has now broken out, and that defense is now turning into an offense. That is a massive army for ByuN.
Absolutely. The Warp Prism goes ahead and gets picked off by a couple Vikings on the top side there. A couple Stalkers inside going down, and obviously no pressure being put onto the side of ByuN. This Observer is going to get out by the skin of its teeth, so that's, a nice thing there for LunaSea, but this army is relatively paltry. Now, I do like what's going on with these Zealots. The Terran army is getting pulled out of position in order to deal with this, and they are just going to run a merry little circle around and get out with losing maybe 2 Zealots here. That was actually really nice.
Yeah, just buying time, trying to keep ByuN busy. At the same time, Stalker's almost getting caught out. The Zealots are not here to support, and these are going to be some expensive losses for LunaSea. We'll pull away. The other terrifying thing is that LunaSea is stuck with this kind of gateway army. There's no robo units behind. There's no splash damage, no disruptor, no colossus, just Zealots and Stalkers.
Yeah, and there's so many Marauders on the side here. The concussive shells are really just deadly against this Protoss army. There is no retreat. Once you take engagement, you have to fight. And you can. The DPS of this Terran army is absolutely enormous. Now, you know, there is a lot of stimming going on. There's not that many Medivacs, but LunaSea knows what's up. GG gets called.
GG, well played. ByuN takes the first game.
Yeah, that was a really unfortunate one for LunaSea.
Yeah, it was just a really rough start, right? Like, LunaSea never really
Yeah.
got to get into his own game state. From the very beginning, the Reaper Hellion harass was just insane, and it was just a rocky road to walk there for LunaSea.
Yeah, hopefully things can go a little bit better here on Oceanborn. Now, I'm actually not too familiar with the sort of race statistics. What is it looking like on Oceanborn here? Is this one a bit more Terran favored?
Oceanborn can favor aggression. The third base is less defendable on this map. It is wider open as well. One of the big features of Oceanborn is that there is no like high ground advantage at the third base. It's on the same plane of elevation as the attack path as well. So we could see some aggression here. Good.
Yeah, and you know, maybe that could favor LunaSea here if he wants to get some early game damage done. Now, obviously, ByuN known for sort of the individual control of his units being so fantastic. But let's see how things play out here. Spawning into Oceanborn, the Korean Terran representing Shopify Rebellion, it's ByuN.
And spawning in the bottom right-hand corner, we have his opponent. We have the South Korean Protoss player, the Teal Protoss, down in the series. We'll see if he can bounce back. It is LunaSea.
Yeah, no, I wonder what LunaSea is going to elect for here. That early game onslaught by ByuN was kind of just overwhelming. I perhaps we'll see a bit more of a defensive play, but you're saying the map does favor aggression.
Yeah, it definitely can. I do want to say as well, I don't think game one was really fair to LunaSea. Like, again, we didn't really get to see what he was made of. Like, he was just, you know, kind of behind from the beginning. He was playing catch-up the entire time, so it was just a really rough game state. And I do want to say that LunaSea, he can fare a little bit better here, and I do think he can threaten ByuN.
Yeah, no doubt. You know, I was just looking back at some Pro League results from like 2012, and I'm surprised to see LunaSea's name there. And I was like, wow, you know, because I obviously have seen the name around for years and years now, but I thought he was one of those Koreans that sort of rose to the professional arm of things, maybe around like the 2016, 2017 era. But no, he's really been around for quite some time, LunaSea has.
Yeah, I'm actually surprised by that as well. I'm familiar with him more in the kind of like COVID era, like 2020, 2019 of StarCraft rising up. But yeah, apparently you're saying that he was around maybe at a younger age, a little bit longer, maybe more of a B teamer on some of those pro Kesper teams. So yeah, really cool to hear that he's been around longer than that.
Yeah, no, I was really surprised by it myself. But so far this game looks like things are going pretty normally. The first Reaper is about to pop out on the side of ByuN. We do see the probe running across the map just to get some cursory scouting done.
Yeah, it is going to be a more tech-heavy start from ByuN, and ByuN going double gas, going for a faster factory this time, so it is a safer start. It does lead to a faster Hellion as well. ByuN just not taking any chances against LunaSea.
Now the probe of LunaSea is in kind of a curious spot here. Looks like we are going to see a proxy pylon thrown down. Now, what do you think is going to be thrown down in this location here? Actually, no. I guess maybe he was just scouting for something.
Yeah, he was trying to hide from the Reaper. So the Reaper pops out and ideally, hunts down the probe. So he did try to hide from the Reaper, now coming in for a secondary scout. But ByuN did keep his Reapers back at home. With this scout, though, LunaSea will confirm the CC.
Got you. Okay, yeah, well, that's pretty valuable in and of itself. So at least he's got a pretty good finger on the pulse of how things are going. And, you know, what is it called? The Twilight Council here is going to be the choice of tech. What do you think he's going to go for here? A couple of depths out on the map, but it looks like Stalker is going to be the choice.
Yeah, I mean, last game it was Blink, right? Blink eventually into charge, so we should be seeing Blink once again from LunaSea. If he's crazy, if he's a lunatic, he could go into DTs, but I'm leaning more towards Blink.
Yeah. That definitely seems appropriate. And there you go. Blink does go ahead and get thrown down.
Blink is going to be on the way.
Reaper wall here.
Got.
Yeah, I mean, the Adept is going to get across the map and get some scouting done. And, you know, I'm curious to see now, without all this early game damage, are we going to get to see, you know, some more capable aggression on the side of LunaSea here with the Robo being thrown down? I guess we are going to see a War Prism come out of there pretty soon.
Yeah, I mean, it's good that you point that out. This time there's a Reaper Cliff wall-off, right? We have a wall-off, so the Reapers are denied. We have some SimCity here on the low ground as well, so the Hellion Reaper does 0 damage this time. A much cleaner start for LunaSea, and he is investing into a 3rd gateway, so it's going to be 3-gate Blinkstalker.
And we are going to see that same double mine medevac drop coming across the map here from ByuN. The Adept, yeah, did they get chased down? Yeah, there you go, got taken out now. And the medevac is just being boosted by ByuN. And so far this has gone unscouted, but there is a spotting pylon there on the bottom left-hand side of LunaSea's main.
Yeah, it does have the spotter pylon to react in time, and I'm hoping he can. Likewise, LunaSea getting ready for a 3rd base. So again, 3-gate blink can be aggressive, but it's very middle of the road. It allows you to expand, allows you to be safe. You have extra warp-ins, plenty of stalkers to defend, but as you mentioned, it will come down to the reaction time of LunaSea.
Oh, and he does come in from kind of a weird angle there. Now, there are a couple stalkers in position already, which is pretty fantastic. And we are going to see just one probe get taken out. Really nice reaction time there. A couple probes being taken out. Looks like maybe at the natural from those Reapers.
Yeah, the Prothol is actually going to expand and take a 3rd, got sniped, so the 3rd base is going to be delayed. Another probe has to come down, so nice pickoffs here by ByuN. No game-ending damage, but nice pickoffs nonetheless.
Yeah, and the Stalkers are going to be able to clean up the remaining Terran forces that were out on the map here, but not before they snag one more probe.
Yeah, they also confirmed the 3rd base, so ByuN knows there's no crazy 2-base all-in. I mean, there is a slim chance that maybe LunaSea cancels and throws down extra gateways, but ByuN should be feeling pretty safe and secure.
Absolutely, and we are going to see some of these stalkers going across the map here. LunaSea, going to try to apply a little bit of pressure. He's going to go ahead and poke in here with the observer and, A, confirm that there is no 3rd on location yet, and B, with that observer giving him up a high ground advantage, we might see some aggression, and we are going to see these stalkers blink into the main.
Yeah, we do dive into the main base. The tank is not quite ready. A couple of add-ons going to get picked up, but we can't really get more than that. The tank is siege, will protect the production, and LunaSea is going to be forced out of the main.
Yeah, and this medevac coming on a trajectory here where perhaps the stalkers could catch it on the retreat. The medevac's super duper low, so if it has any kind of brush in with these stalkers, it is going to go down. It looks like that's how things are going to go down. Oh, ByuN, my goodness, you are so fast.
He does react in time, does boost away, saves the medevac, and with that, we'll be able to get back home. Likewise, Widowmine to get 1 extra shot off across the map to get 5 extra probe kills, so nice damage by ByuN as he holds.
It looks like the stalkers may have scouted the Raven here, because it looks like they were sort of chasing them down across the map. Looks like maybe it's still fishing for them as well, but the Raven is swinging down to the bottom side of the map here and making a turn there, headed straight for the main of Protoss. But there is a stalker in position.
Yeah, there's a stalker in position back at home. Meanwhile, we blink into the natural, but there are Marines and Marauders to punish, and LunaSea does bleed out even more stalkers. Does not worth it. Does get some damage on the gas geyser, but no economic damage.
Oh, the Raven again, taking the same flight path as the medevac there, abusing a little bit of extra airspace there, and he is going to pick off, looks like maybe 1 probe, but cause a significant amount of mismining time, taking some pot shots from the Stalker, another auto turret being thrown down, so definitely some, and that battery does get killed, not canceled, so pretty good value.
Oh yeah, very much value here for ByuN. The Raven survives, can always regenerate energy to go for another auto turret, and back at home, ByuN is still building up 3rd CCs on the way, so ByuN is not going for any kind of all-in. He will be expanding, but now we can finally start to break out and start to be active with his main army.
And we are looking at a 22 army supply advantage on the side of Terran with Combat Shield just finishing up.
Yeah, he does have those upgrades. He can catching out the Stalkers as well. We do blink away, only 1 Stalker goes down, but ByuN is on the chase.
Yeah, no, I mean, the DPS of this Terran army is really just catastrophic for Protoss at the moment. Now, he is going to turn around and take a couple pot shots, trying to abuse the mobility of these Stalkers, but this Terran army is going to continue to push across the map. There were a couple Zealots that ran onto the Terran side of the map who didn't get much done, but the engagement here looks like it's, relatively even at the moment with these tanks getting sieged up. Protoss, it looks like they may be in a world of trouble.
Yeah, if he can get on top of the tanks, he can shut this down, and there we go. We have the surround with those Zealots coming in from behind as well. The Colossus will barely survive with barely any HP. ByuN, he wants it. He will not get it, though.
Oh, wow. Fantastic stuff here by LunaSea. Now, the battery overcharges get thrown down, so that the Colossus here is back up to full shields. Really, really nice cleanup by LunaSea.
Yeah, he does clean up, he does shut down, doesn't lose any Colossus. Behind this 4th Nexus gets thrown down. LunaSea is moving out, but I don't think he intends to really commit. He's threatening ByuN while he tries to expand, but this is a really risky move out. LunaSea, this army is looking quite fragile.
Yeah, I mean, just a couple Zealots to buffer and a single Colossus. I don't know what he's doing out here. I suppose he wants to maybe put some pressure onto the Terran army as it pushes across the map, but I think this Colossus is bound to get taken out.
Yeah, no!
Oh my goodness. Oof.
Yeah, it was a risky maneuver by LunaSea. It wasn't worth it. In the end, Colossus does eventually go down. He's going to be harassing with some Stalkers and Zealots is buying some time, but that was a brutal loss, and now ByuN is getting ready. Well, ByuN has gained map control once again.
Yeah, I mean, these Zealots, I guess, weren't necessarily forgotten about, but were thought to be not much of an issue, and that turns out to be pretty much the case. The units here rotating over from the natural to the third to push them away.
Yeah, now ByuN is moving out. LunaSea has built up another Colossus, but still in a 1 Colossus count. Fourth base is getting up and running, looking quite exposed, and we'll see what ByuN goes for. Does he go for the fourth? Does he go for the third? He goes for the mass scan, trying to find where the army is and where it isn't.
And for the moment, we're looking at tankless play out of ByuN, just Widow Mines and Bio being produced at the moment. The first couple ghosts being produced as well. This fourth base rather of Protoss does take some damage, but the Terran army does get pushed away right in the nick of time.
Yeah, it does get pushed away. The fourth base is safe. Takes a lot of hits, is down to half HP, but does survive. And ByuN, he's not done. You can see him knocking down those rocks. Reinforcements are on the way. ByuN, he wants to rally across the map and break that fourth.
Yeah, the forces of ByuN here, we're looking at a 50 supply advantage, and these are not, paperweight units. These are Marauders. These are Marines. The amount of damage that this Terran army is able to dish out is tremendous. Battery Overcharge is a good trigger, keeping the Colossus alive for now, but the first one goes down. The second one is taking some serious fire. There is no more splash damage for the Terran army, or for the Protoss army, rather, and the Terran army is punching through.
Yeah, ByuN is doubling out control. The overcharge is just not good enough. GG gets called, and ByuN will take the series 2-0.
ByuN looking sharp, man. I love to see him participating in all these community events.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I was mentioning earlier how we've had so many new weeklies pop up to replace the ones that we've lost, of course, and ByuN has been winning every weekly over the past couple of days. It started with the KSL. He was the KSL champion. He was the Wardy TV Monday champion. He was the Tenacious Turtle Tussle champion, Sparkling Tuna Cup. He's won 4 weeklies over the past, 3 days. And he could be primed to win another.
Yeah, no, the guy's definitely looking good. I mean, I think it's shaping up perhaps that we're going to get a Shin versus ByuN finals, but Estrella is definitely still on the bottom side of that bracket. So that's, for sure going to be a contentious one. Did Pig... Oh, Mute did take out Pig. Okay, so we're going to see Mute versus Estrella on that bottom side of the bracket.